All right, it is 6 o'clock, and we're going to call this meeting to order. I'm going to ask Pastor Justin White to come forward, and he is going to do the invocation, and then he will lead us in the pledge following. So if you would, everybody stand.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you thankful that you have given us another day, and so we want to give the breath in our lungs back to you. We thank you for the leaders of this city and for their stewardship of all the resources that you have entrusted to us. Pray right now that this council meeting will be honoring to you and conducted in a way that is pleasing to you. We pray in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call real quick. Mr. Stopper.
Here.
Mr. Rominger.
Present.
Miss Alley. Mr. Chapel.
Here.
And Mr. Tolbert.
Here.
All right. Real quick, let's see here. I guess we need the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions and deletions that we need to add tonight?
Yes, sir, please. Good evening, council. The one addition I have at the moment, the only action I would request that we do tonight, we add to the agenda, is the appointment of Wendy Farmer as the city clerk for the city of Niceville.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second by Dr. Stopper.
For clarification,
Any-
that's to add to the agenda?
Yes, correct. Just to add it to the agenda.
So with that said, any discussion by the council? All right,
So I take it,
stand by one?
you're officially moved into the city
Not yet.
As of next Tuesday.
as of next Tuesday? Yes, sir. All right, very well.
So, all right, thank you. All right, Mr. Stopper, how do you vote on adding this to the agenda?
Yes.
And Mr. Rominger,
Yes.
Miss Alley,
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel,
Yes.
and Mr. Tolbert.
Yes.
All righty. Let's move down to the consent agenda. Everybody's had a chance to look at that and see what we have. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion by the council? Seeing none, Mr. Tolbert,
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel,
Yes.
Miss Alley,
Yes.
Mr. Rominger,
Yes.
and Mr. Stopper.
Yes.
All right. We need to move down to, I guess, our public hearings. There are no awards, proclamations, presentations, and I'm
Mayor, if I may.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we do.
I've got a young hero that I'd like to have introduced to the
Let's do
council.
that.
So Jonathan, if you would, please. He just walked in.
I thought it was Jonathan.
I'll say John.
He's my hero, but he is not
He
young.
is not young.
Corbin Chasen, please come forward.
Look at this. I read about him.
Ladies and gentlemen, council, mayor, this is Corbin Chasen, 5th grader at Rocky Valley Christian School. About 6-7 months ago, Mr. Dykes called me into, we had one of our morning prayer meetings. And he said, what do you think about a sidewalk on Bailey Drive from Highway 20 to 22nd Street? I said, okay, sounds good to me, what's up? He says, well, read this. So, this young man from Rocky Valley Christian School had the courage to write a letter to the city manager requesting a sidewalk for children's safety to get to Pruitt Elementary School. So, we looked at it, no problem, anything's possible, right? But because this wasn't even on our radar, haven't looked at it yet, and this young man noticed this, and we're putting a sidewalk on Bailey Drive for the safety of our young students to get to Pruitt Elementary because of this young man right here having the courage to send a letter from a school project to our city manager and get this complete. So everybody give Jason a round of applause. We appreciate it. That's your little public work shirt. Public work. 7 years when you graduate, I'll give you 4 more when I hire you. Thank you, Jason.
So what an outstanding thing you've done for the safety of our kids. And it took one of you to actually look and see that we got a challenge out there that needs to be fixed. And I appreciate that. You are an outstanding young man, and we appreciate what you do. And we ask that you continue to take a look around. And if you see areas that we need to improve on, you let us know. But again, thank you for what you did. City manager, you want to say something?
Hey, Corbin, listen, I appreciate you sent me that letter. Like Jonathan said, we weren't even tracking this as an issue. And then, we looked at it, and I'll tell you, the day that you and I were out there, I was shocked at the amount of cars that were going up and down that road. So you were spot on that sidewalk was a huge need for the kids walking to and from Blue Elementary. So thank you for noticing it. Thank you for taking the time and the effort to reach out to me. To identify that hazard for our kids and for keeping our kids safe. I really appreciate you and just making this project possible. So thank you very much.
Another round of applause. Hey, Corbin,
Don't identify any trees, okay?
Corbin, you got anything you want to say? Pull that mic down for him.
Well, it was just a school assignment, and my dad suggested it.
Hey, Corbin, it still took you to make the action happen.
They're going to be coming after your job.
Indeed, I hope so.
All right, let's move down to public hearings, and Wendy, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, this is on its first reading, EAR-based amendments to the comprehensive plan, ordinance number 25-XX-XX. Request approval to transmit the proposed amendment to the comprehensive plan to the appropriate state and federal agencies for review. An ordinance of the city of Niceville, Florida, providing for substantive amendments to Chapter 11 of the Comprehensive Plan pertaining to coastal management and conservation, providing for enforcement, severability, conflicts, and codification, and providing for an effective date.
Do I have a motion to approve? So moved by Ms. Alley. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Schatzel. Is there anything else that we need to say from your staff that you need to address or not? Because I'll open up to the council, see if they got any specific questions.
Why don't we start there, sir, and then I might be able to answer the question.
So, anybody on the council have any questions they want to ask?
I know,
Do me a favor, Mr. Tolbert, speak into your mic.
I didn't get it to the folks in time, but paragraph 1.7, there's just a grammatical in it. There's an it's in it there that they added, got to pick one of them. It's through that third line. I did read it.
All right, any other questions by the council? Comments or otherwise? Would anybody in the audience like to come before the council on this issue? Seeing none. I guess with the addition of Mr. Tolbert's input, do I have a motion?
Oh, that's a Scrivener.
Okay, good deal.
We'll take care of it, sir.
All right, so then with that said, Mr. Tolbert, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
Ms. Alley?
Yes.
Mr. Rominger?
Yes.
And Mr. Stockton?
Yes.
All right, let's move down to the next First Baptist Church in Niceville rezoning request.
Ordinance number 25-07-01, request to amend the official zoning map from single or multifamily residential R2 zoning district to public, civic, institutional PCI zoning district, and to change the future land use map from medium density residential, MDR category to public civic institutional, PCI category. The subject property is located on South Martin Drive and can be identified by parcel ID number 07-1S-22-0000-0063-0000.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Tolbert. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to come before the council and address this issue? State your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Matt Zinke with Jimmy's Engineering here on behalf of First Baptist Church of NYSER. I'll just give a brief explanation, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Can you hear me now? So basically, this parcel is across the street from First Baptist Church across Parton. And there's two parcels, one's already zoned PCI, the other one to the north is zoned R2. They're both currently being used as grass parking areas for overflow parking. And the church is now looking at trying to pave portions of that just to try to, maximize their spaces. And so, we want to do some future development, and we want to basically just correct that parcel and get it to the PCI zoning so the church and these adjacent parcels are all zoned the same before we start the development.
Thank you. Any questions by the council? Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anybody in the audience like to come before the council on this issue? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Judy Kruger, 304 South Parton Drive is my property next to the church that they're wanting to pave. We just tore my old home down to build one. And then all this is coming about. The lot you're going to put asphalt on is one of the prettiest pieces of property in Niceville. It's beautiful. Drive by and look at it. You're going to tear all the trees down, put asphalt on it. There's always a breeze in that backyard at 304 South Parton Drive. You put that asphalt down, what breeze is going to be is the sauna. And I object to it.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to come before the council on this issue? Please come forward. Again, state your name and address for the record.
Matt Zinke, Jenkins Engineering. Just to clarify, this parcel could still be developed under the R2 zoning. We're just wanting to correct that and have all the church parcels be under the PCI. And they've also already got a survey and, basically surveyed the locations of all the large trees on site so we can try and keep as many as possible. So I just want to let y'all know that. And that will be handled during the development process as we move forward.
Matt, for clarification, this is just to a zoning request.
This is just a zoning
You'll have to
request.
come back before the TRC
Correct.
to
All the development
follow the
process.
development orders for retention of water and all that kind of stuff.
We just want to correct this parcel and get it into the PCI zoning since it's owned by the church instead of R2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wants to come before the council on this issue? Seeing none, is there any further questions or comments from the council? Mr. Tolbert?
Yes.
Mr. Shazel?
Yes.
Ms. Alley?
Yes.
Mr. Rominger?
Yes.
And Mr. Stopper?
Yes.
Let's move down to the Elm Street rezoning request.
Ordinance number 25-07-02, request to amend the official zoning map from single or multifamily residential R2 zoning district to limited commercial C1 zoning district. This property is currently designated mixed use on the future land use map. The subject property is located at 712 Elm Street and can be identified by parcel ID number 06-1S-22-2100-0012-0140.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Schatzel. Discussion by the council?
I would first off like to thank Ms. Stan in our office for the professional presentations we've been getting with the staff package and the staff work that has come associated with these requests that very clearly identify the scope and any burden to the city and any city inputs to it. So
Any other questions, comments by the council? Was there anybody else who wants to come before the council on this issue? Seeing Mr. Stoffler,
Yes.
Mr. Rominger,
Yes.
Ms. Alley,
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
And Mr. Culver.
Yes.
All right. I guess we move on down to the, do we have anything that I may be missing on the second readings, public hearings? No, we're good there?
No, sir, we don't.
All right, so let's move down to the city manager reports.
All right, thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have for you, council, is please do not forget, Chamber of Commerce breakfast tomorrow. The city is the host. Doors open at 7:15, breakfast at 7:30, and then we're on, we're the sponsor, so please don't forget about that. All right, Chief Hayes.
Mr. Mayor, Council, City Manager. I'll give you statistics for May of 2025 for the Police Department, some of our activities. The Police Department responded to 2,161 calls for police assistance. The breakdown consists of 34 traffic crashes. There were 63 vehicles, 2 pedestrians. Estimated damage is $171,317. We had 158 citations issued, and in addition to 246 traffic warnings were given. A total of 29 misdemeanor arrests and 17 felony arrests, along with 2 DUIs were made. We had Captain Whitfield. Captain Kearns retired. It was a big loss to us, a lot of experience and knowledge, but we wish them well on their retirement. They were a big asset, and hope they do well. Some of the other things we had go on was we had, we assisted with the National Day of Prayer, which was obviously a big success. We completed 1 year of full-time SRO at schools. That's school resource officers. All went well. We had some growing pains to begin with, but everything seemed to work out fine. We're working with the schools to upgrade their security, working with the teachers and the students. We had some cookouts for seniors, High Five Fridays with kindergartens, etc. We're currently working and finalizing the contracts for the next year for Rocky Bayou, the Keep, and St. Paul's. The week of the 18th through the 24th was Police Week, National Police Week, and we want to thank all the sponsors and citizens who brought food and well wishes and cards. It was really good for the officers to have their support of the community, and they greatly appreciate it, as do I. We are accepting donations for Back to School Resource Fair, which we'll get with area churches in July. The requested donations include backpacks, lunch boxes, and school supplies. You can drop those off at the police department anytime. Our community policing unit, we had several events throughout the county, including the Sheriff's Office Youth Service Field Day. That went well. The Honor Guard team joined with Fort Waltons and assisted with a Memorial Day service at Memorial and Beale. That is the highlights. And I'd like to open up any questions. I know I had some questions from council regarding the record rules, regulations, and towing service for the city. So,
Anybody on council have any questions for the chief?
Chief, thank you for taking the time to update the rotation record rules and regulations. One is, the concern last month was the outside agencies, especially when Niceville amenities can handle the workload and stuff. The one question that did pop up though last month during the conversations outside the council meeting was customer requested specific record service. How is that handled? So,
at an accident or crash center?
Accident,
Yeah, they can do that.
They can do that.
Some people will call their insurance companies, they'll get advice from them, and they can
request that. The only time we use a rotation is if they do not have a choice or they're incapacitated, they surely have to make the choice for
Is
them.
that something noted in the CAD and things like that? That
Yes.
customer or accident vehicle requesting their own tow service?
Yeah, something to that effect, yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Sheffel.
Chief, I know that your current policy, record rule policy, is dated 2022, and you're working on an updated version of it. Will you be able to tell us when you expect to publish the updated version?
I put it down on your desk.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought that in today. That's our updated, completed version.
Okay.
The one you requested earlier, I think you understood that that was a not completed version, correct? This is the completed version. The one you received was a work in progress the other day.
Does your department make distribution of this to the records that are on rotation that you've identified for rotation?
There's two documents. One is our internal policy. That's just public record. Anybody can get that. And then the other is the rules and record agreement that they sign when they come onto the rotation list. Very similar, but a little different.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other questions? Mr. Stock?
And just to be clear, so we have two Niceville record companies, Roadside and AA or AA, whatever. The other ones say only Class C special occurrence, Class C only, and special occurrence. So can you define special occurrence? What would that be?
That would basically be when we could not get a hold of the first two, or if it was a multiple vehicle crash requiring several different records, that type of thing.
Okay.
And then, of course, the Class C is
They may not.
the big boys.
We can't handle Class C in Niceville, is that right?
Currently, no.
So that's why we would go outside for sure on the Class C.
Yes, sir. There's two options on the Class C. It's Destin and White.
And I'm not saying we would necessarily do this, maybe this is city manager, but if we can just, because there's been a lot of discussion with this, if in your report, can we put the record usage, here's the rotation as it's gone through the month. It was very easy to get those numbers together, so we can just have those maybe even in
He has
each
it
month.
right now, so if you want.
Yeah, well, no, I don't need them now. You came to us last month, and I understand there was a problem, with AA during the month with hydraulics or something.
Yeah, I have a May 2nd through May 29th. if you like.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, AA, there were 3, Destin Towing 10, Roadside Assistance 11, and Tow Logic 8.
And that's because this policy hadn't gone into place yet, or?
Correct.
Okay, so can you go ahead and maybe even give us those in this report that you give us every month?
Sure.
Okay, good, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Sheffel.
Chief, I know that the Lowe's are sitting in the audience back here, and this question is probably not going to be able to be answered by you, but maybe one of the Mr. Lowe would come forward. And would you state whether, and clarify, are you on the Destin call list and also on the Fort Walton, so that we can see an interchange? We use them if there's no one available. Do they use us if no one is available? And
Please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and speak into the mic so everybody can hear. We are recording this, so we want to make sure we capture everything.
My name is Matthew Lowe, 1129 47th Street, of course, Roadside Assistance and Towing. I'm the Vice President of Operations over there. I've been a rotation record operator in the city of Niceville for almost 15 years on and off. I have never assisted Fort Walton Beach nor Destin or any other city in any assistance whatsoever. The only time we have went out of zone to assist is for Florida Highway Patrol, when the rotation vehicles that Florida Highway Patrol had in that zone were all currently busy. So that is the only reason I've only ever been out of my zone 2 times, one in Santa Rosa Beach and one in Fort Walton Beach when Cinco Bayou Bridge was shut down.
okay, you answered my question indirectly, because those 2 municipalities are on our rotation list. Are you and AA towing on their rotation list as well?
No, sir. We're not allowed to get on their towing rotation list unless we are in their city.
Any other questions? Go ahead. Why did I know that was coming?
But not on this, I had a different question.
Yes,
We're-
ma'am.
We're done on that.
I have one more question on this.
Okay.
If, this will be reviewed periodically, I assume, and if other local towing company businesses pop up, I'm assuming this list would be updated to accommodate other local. tow
Yes, sir.
services at the same time.
We
It
have
meet
heard that,
requirements.
correct, and I have heard that there may be some other local, city of Niceville record companies wanting to join in, so when they do, they'll go through the inspection process, they'll have to sign our agreement, and then follow the rules and be added to the list.
Thank you.
Ms. Al, you had a question for the chief?
So
Speaking the mic. Please.
we got the briefing in an email, and I would like to either get a briefing from you or from David regarding the traffic tickets on the school zoning. I would like for the audience to know what occurred in the month of May regarding those violations.
Do you have?
Chief, I got that. So, ma'am, the tickets started in April, not for the full month, but in the month of April, 255 citations were issued, and then in May, when there was 20 school days in May, we had 700.
And what was the highest speed?
Looks like 36.22. So most of the speeders were going twice the posted speed limit in the school zone, regardless of what school zone it was. So,
Thank you, I just wanted to.
we had 700.
Yeah, I just wanted that to be in the public, to be aware of that, because there was so much complaining about them going up, but as you can see, we've got a lot of speeders going on.
We have a lot of speeders, because, and I want to, keep this in context. 20 school days in May, the cameras only operate for about 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day total. So it's 35 a day across 4 hours.
I have a question. Are we super confident with the time sync between flashing lights and camera operations?
Yes, sir. We've been through that with the company multiple times.
Okay.
So they're
Most common
off
thing, yeah.
now. School's out, so the cameras are not operating, but yeah, we went through that multiple times.
They still show up in Google Maps.
And wait.
But 700 in May, man.
Mr. Rominger?
One other question on the towing services. The Florida statute 715.07, there's a little blurb in there about the mileage radius within an accident. Anything under 500,000 is 10 miles, anything over 500,000 is 20 miles, and a special occasion 30 miles. For the
The other way around, so.
yeah, other way, yeah. So is that, I didn't see that in here into your documentation here on that.
As far as the charging fees?
No, as far as the radius in which the accident, the vehicle is going to be stored within 10 miles of the, where the towing services occurred.
We have the city manager was just given today a proposed city ordinance, a complete and comprehensive ordinance, and it's covered in there as far as the mileage. It's not covered in the policy or the rules, but I can look at it and update. It might be something I missed, but it's going to be in the overall city policy.
Yeah, so it's 15 miles for a city our size.
But I can add it in.
So real quick, let me make a quick comment referencing the speeding in the school zones. Again, those cameras are there for the safety of our kids. And hopefully what will happen is over a period of time, you will have I'll call it an attitude change, but a change in behavior so that we're not going through those school zones at excessive speeds. One child injured is too many. So again, we're looking for basically changes to happen such that we don't have speeding taking place.
And ma'am, to your question, I apologize. The number I gave you wasn't the highest speed, but the average speed. So on Palm, the average speeds in May, where the school zone speed is 15, going one direction, it was 29 miles an hour was the average speed in a 50-mile-an-hour school zone. And on Parton, where the school zone speed is 20 miles an hour. The average speed was 36 miles an hour. So again, almost going double the posted school speed limit during the blinking light times. And it's 700.
Okay, are there any other questions for the chief?
Thanks.
Thanks, chief. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Chief Short Timer.
Also known as the fire chief.
And something really weird happened to me while I was going through the Reagan Dulles International Airport. Somebody yells, "Kathy!" I turn around and guess who's standing there?
Ran into Miss Ellie in Washington DC.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Coming back from a New York Yankees game. And by the way, they won. They beat Boston when we were there, so all was good. Okay, council, bring you up to date with the activities of the fire department in the month of May. Fire department ran 159 calls. There were no poison or overdose calls in the month of May. Fire department out and about. Pre-planning at the college, mapping around the college. We put another older rescue into service because we wasn't sure what we were going to do. So we got on Amazon and got parts ordered and fixed it ourselves. And got it up and running, older pickup truck, fire truck. Extinguishers throughout the city were tested and brought all back up to par, several hundred. So everything's up to par. All alarms and sprinklers were tested throughout the city. And all city buildings were inspected for fire safety. Oak Creek Shopping Center was inspected, and we had a few things we had to talk to them about. So we're still working on some issues there. And Rocky Bay Christian School was inspected, and the whole school was mapped due to the school safety programs that we have. And if we have in-school violence, then we work with police departments and the county sheriff on how to map it. And that brings me to this. We were also bringing our mapping system up for all the Knox boxes and emergency contacts throughout the city, and also had a conversation. We did this a while back, but we live in a lightning-prone area, and I highly encourage everyone to post your telephone number, emergency contact, in the little window or somewhere on your porch, because we do get lightning strikes all the time. And if you're away, I mean, if nobody's around, we can go check it, but we're not going to break into your house unless there's smoke or fire. But, you know, lightning strikes sometimes takes some time for it to smolder in the wall or whatever. So we like to make contact with a resident and at least let them know we were at their house, and they can come and we can check it, and they'll be there. But I highly encourage folks to do that. We do that with businesses. It's called a Knox box, and we have a key that we go open up a bank, pharmacy, or whatever, and we check inside the structure. But if you're not there, then all we can do is walk around it. And I can tell you from doing this job a long time, there's a lot of lightning strikes in the area, and houses get hit and they smolder. So we highly encourage you to put some kind of information when we contact the resident in the case of that happening, or something happened, we can get in touch with you. So that's some of the stuff we're working on. And we had an appreciation for firefighters. We had several businesses, restaurants, I would like to recognize them. Firehouse Subs, Hurricane Wings, Pounders, and Ruckle Properties for supplying lunch for the whole week for the firefighters. So they went beyond. I mean, the community is very, very good to our fire department. So I can't say enough about the local businesses in our town. They're always stepping up for the fire department and doing quite a bit, also police as well. And then we had crew members send off for track and softball team. again, they keep winning everything, so they keep us busy. What better way to honor our youth and keep that tradition going? Crew members, Public Safety Memorial at the college for police, mainly firefighters, but mainly police officers that have lost their life protecting communities like ours. Also had a crew at graduation, because it gets hot in the month of May, and there was a bunch of folks that had to sit and watch all the way to the end of that. So we were there, and we normally run about 6 medical calls in the stadium for heat and various things. So we had crews there. And then now our crews are actively seeking their education, continuing that. So anything from the council?
Any questions for the chief?
Thank you.
Well, no, don't walk away just yet. I have some things. First of all, Tommy, you are absolutely correct about our local businesses and how wonderful they are as far as supporting our first responders as well as our citizens within the city. So I'm going to give you kudos for recognizing them. And the second thing is, as our city manager said, Chief Mayville here is becoming a short timer, as the military would say. You know, he is short because he's going to retire next month. And I want to thank you personally for 42 years of dedicated service to the city of Niceville.
Thank you, sir.
Chief, don't walk off just yet.
Sir?
Correct me if I'm wrong, the big shindig's on the 16th, is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, Mayor, just building on a great community, businesses and partnerships we have here in the county, in the city. On July 16th at 6 p.m., everyone's invited down to Third Planet. Thank you to Tim and Sue McCool, who are hosting a retirement party for Chief Mayville as he retires out after a lifetime of dedication to this city.
What time?
6 o'clock, July 16th, is that right?
Thank you.
Tim and your spouse and all of your workers down there, thank you for what you do with this city.
Absolutely.
You guys are awesome. Thanks, Chief.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jonathan, just the high points.
There's a lot to be said.
Captain Corbin's time is part of yours.
I had trained Lisa on all that stuff you're trading about, so I'm glad you got it right. Good evening, council, mayor, Mr. Dykes. First of all, the gentleman in the audience, where's Wild Bill at? Wild Bill. Mr. Bill Poland, our finance director, on behalf of myself and Public Works, welcome to our team, sir. Thank you. New finance director, we call him Wild Bill, sir. When we start budget, start with police and fire, don't start with us. All right. Crews will be here on Monday, the 16th, this coming Monday, to repair the liner at lift station number 20 on College Boulevard that was funded by the college. So we got that going on Monday the 16th. The liner, the brand new liner split. Me and Ernie got called to a manhole that we had some illegal dumping in, and we feel like that's what caused the liner to split, is the chemicals from detail companies illegally dumping, because the chemicals they used to dump in landfills have recently closed, so what they're doing is sneaking around dumping them in our manhole. Thanks to Bobby and IT, we got a camera set up on the manhole we think they were dumping in, so we got a raccoon so far, but we ain't got them. Reuse pipeline, talked to Gator Bourne, they're waiting on one part for their rig to come in, their machine. They are on the last bore of Highway 285. Mr. Dykes has talked to Mark Wise of Lucas County, so they're gonna be coming behind them, starting going west to east, starting to lay the pipeline to get to Deer Moss Creek. So it should be coming by the next time I talk to y'all in July, hopefully. Crews are in town, should be finished up this week on all our PMs, on all our generators for hurricane season. We have a kickoff meeting this Thursday, don't know what time yet, on our new meter reading system. We'll be meeting to figure out when they'll be in town to start all changing out all these meters and take the load off the crews on all the rereads they're having to do monthly. So we got that this coming Thursday. The Greenbelt sewer from Cherrywood to College Boulevard, still got that in the eyes. We will be lining the goes from the north side of College, underneath the road, to the holding pond right before College Garden Apartments. That section is good, we elected to do that because there's just no way in and out for the residents of College Garden Apartments. So we're gonna line that section and then we'll relay the rest of it. So it's a lot better thing for those residents. We have the driveway, roadway, and the area where the new 1 million gallon water tank will be sitting. They did the bore samples last week. Engineering, I got 30% design today, which should be finished up in September. And with your guys' approval, depending on funding, Mr. Deitch is working on, should be ready to get kicked off September, October on building our new 1 million gallon water tank in Demoss Creek. Seville Circle is paved. All the taps have been made, so that is finally covered up. We partnered with Okaloosa County since 23rd Street. That you come off of 23rd onto Seville is in the county. There is a drainage issue there. We did our part, paving all the roads, so now the county's coming back to cut a swell in to give them some relief on some drainage issue. The new generator at lift station 55 is up and running. We're working on our annual sewer rehab work around the city. This is something we do every year. It's in the budget. We get $250,000, and what we do is line old terracotta sewer mains, or we line manholes. Ernie and JW we get together with our engineers, pick out different locations that we feel like is failing in the city to line. So we got that going. The repairs are complete at well number 2. We are in the process of sampling for it. Per DEP guidelines, we got to pull 10 consecutive samples. If you fail more than 2, you start all over. Hopefully it's not like well 11, we get to number 9 and start over. But it is repaired. We are in the process of sampling, pump it off. So hopefully next week we'll have that back online. Our chlorine building at the regional sewer plant has been refurbished, new roof, new paint, put in doors, and it looks really good. So tomorrow at 6 a.m. we'll be repairing a fire hydrant at the tax collector's office that got taken out by a rollover accident last Thursday. Please avoid the air if possible unless you're ready to go to work. So that's in the morning at 6 o'clock. I want to thank Chief Hayes for the PD is going to assist us in that process. So thank you, Chief, on that. We have 48, we'll be right. Fall asleep, I'm getting it. Right.
I was just waiting for you to start talking about when you start cooking for breakfast in the morning, the fish.
Mother, I'm getting it, don't fall asleep on me. We had 48 water calls, 34 sewer calls, made 9 water taps, 4 sewer taps, 562 line spots, changed out 26 meters and completed 455 service orders. We repaired a drainage issue in this Dana Point subdivision. If you see big trucks in the area called APS, that's Atlantic Pipe Services. They started on Ponte Vedra Drive today, lining that storm drain. Then they'll be moving to Pine Court and then over here on Juniper. We fixed a sinkhole on Boston Drive and 2 on Coral Drive for stormwater. We also repaired 3 sinkholes on Canal Drive. We are going to have to put that in the budget to line that pipe. It's 18-inch concrete that goes right up under our house and dumps into the bayou. The pipe has actually collapsed. It is just so in each belt, and these 3 sinkholes has collapsed. We have temporarily repaired it for now, but we will be putting in the budget to get that lined. We've been cleaning ditches and preventative maintenance on Bayshore Drive for upcoming hurricane season. We have completed our MS4 permit and is effective until June 2030. Bobby, what do you got? I want to thank Bobby Jenkins and Ellen Britton for working with me on that. That's something big. MS4 permit, for people that don't know, is our stormwater permit that allows developers in the city to discharge stormwater within the city. If you don't comply, excuse me, with all the regulations on, there's 3 pages of stuff we have to do. If you don't comply, they don't get a permit, and they're getting on Lisa's ass at the building department because they can't discharge water. So, thank you, Bobby and Ella, for working with me on that, so we are good until 2030. We attended hurricane training at the EOC last Thursday. Went really well. The Bailey Drive sidewalk, as we talked about earlier, thanks to Corbin, we put that on hold for 2 weeks. We just got some catching up to do around town with all the rain. We had a bunch of sinkholes. We had to catch up on asphalt, but we will be coming back. The Hill A Road extension. James Walters, Procurement Director, worked hard with me on this, bidding. We have a parent low bidder, which is C.W. Roberts. They'll be awarding, that to them hopefully this week. Met with FPL on site there yesterday, Jeremy Kuhn, for the relocation of 3 power poles. I'm hoping within a month or so we'll be starting that. We will be closing the roadway. I'll give the PIO and Mr. Dykes put out notices throughout the city. So we will be starting that narrow, roadway extension. Monday, June 16th to 25, weather permitting, Emerald Coast Driving will be in town. They're gonna restrike Park and Drive from Highway 20 to Bay Shore, and then Fink Road from 21st all the way to Palm Boulevard. The update on the multi-use trail from Forest to College and Valpy sidewalk. So the multi-use trail from Forest to College went out for bid 2 weeks ago. They found some errors in the big documents. They kicked it back to the county. Talked to Scott Goodman this morning, so it's back out for bid. So we're looking at probably bid opening in July, probably this time in July. The Valparaiso Boulevard sidewalks, and they just finished up putting the MVP from Forest to College out for bid. It's already been sent to procurement, so that'll be going out for bid next. The Miracle League Park, I talked to Jason Autry. They're gonna be sending over to the city 90% plan documents for us to review. Once we send them back as for our approval, they'll be 100% complete, and they'll be sending that out for review. So pretty much they send them up. We're supposed to get them yesterday. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can send them back, and by the end of the month, the next park, Miracle League, can go out for bid also. All right. Weather permitting, we'll be repairing the walk trail on Bay Shore Drive. The roof of the council chambers, we're working with, there's been a purchase order already cut to Coastal Roofing to repair this roof above you. They've just been with all the rain backed up, so they're getting to it. We've installed new handicap access to the utility building front door for Wendy. It's a lot easier for her to get in now, so. Yes, ma'am. I would like to thank, there's several of the Mid-Bay Rotary, right? You know, Mr. Wayne Cheatham, David Warner. There's several of these guys, and they come to the city, and we had met them at Turkey Creek Park and wanted to collaborate with the city and donate money to, you know, some kind of function, something that the city needed for these great residents here at the city. And so, the Mid-Bay Rotary, I want to give a special thanks to on a $10,000 grant they got for the city on the renovation of the bathrooms at the South Park of Turkey Creek. So thank you to Mid-Bay Rotary and all they do over there. But the code compliance update, there was 27 cases this month, still rolling on that. And we had 10 closed, 5 open, blah, 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 it's right there. I'm probably tired of hearing me talk, right? I'm happy to announce that starting as of Monday, our sanitation department has taken back over everything in the city. So we no longer will be using Swift Creek to assist.
Waste management.
Waste management.
Pick up your own trash.
Yeah. Which is saving the city $5,000 a week, so that's a big plus. We've actually been able to, very fortunate to hire some people. I pulled Chief Hayes' manure, stole a couple of guys from Fort Walton. So we're actually getting full there, so we are going to be saving about $5,000 a month, putting waste management on hold, and hopefully it stays that way. Two more things, obviously, want to give another thank you to Corbin, my shining penny this month, Corbin Chasen. So let's give him one more round of applause. Oh, Mitchell, what you? Oh, stand up for a minute. So I just got to brag on some guys for a minute. So Colton today just passed his well license. Congratulations to Colton and there's two more, James Edwards and Jimbo Fields aren't here, so I had 3 in 2 weeks. Pastors went to well school for the past 2 years, 2 days a week for the past 2 years. Countless hours at night working with myself. I've been training them up, you know. So, but just want to say that tell them guys, a great group of guys. Congratulations to Colton, Jane, and Jimbo. We got more testing, so this is big for us. It's really big, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. So, any questions?
All right, go ahead, Mr. Schatzel.
Jonathan, thank you for such an extensive, comprehensive briefing.
The highlights.
Just a few questions. I'd like to take you first to the water tank that's going to go into Deer Moss Creek, and you said it's 1 million gallons. My question is, how does that size compare to the other water tanks that we have around town? Is it larger, smaller, or is it?
That'll be the larger one.
It's a larger one. So our other tanks around town are about 500,000?
We got 850, we got 500, it all varies. I can send you a list of all of it if you like in the morning.
No, just was curious on how the size compared. Okay, this second question I have.
This tank right here is gonna be just like the one on Marissa, around the corner from your house.
Okay. And we gotta paint it too.
I'm gonna put Mayor Ruppel's picture on it.
I'm so sorry.
I was gonna put Mayor Ruppel's picture on it.
Marion Ruppel. Never mind, Bill.
No, we're already gonna pay him.
Okay. Second question I have, what causes all these sinkholes that you've been repairing this last month?
This now is on drainage pipe, water table. It rains a lot, water table fills up. As the water table exceeds, it brings the sand down with it, and there's a hole in the pipe, you're gonna find it. So it's all based on water table.
Last question for you. Thank you for recognizing the Mid-Bay Rotary Club for the grant money that they gave the city. But do we have a schedule yet? When are we looking?
So we actually had a photo shoot last week, Wednesday probably. Afterwards, we did talk, Mr. Dykes, myself, and Mayor Wayne Chee, and we're gonna wait until after September, after Labor Day. We don't wanna do it now while the park, I mean, we are absolutely slammed down there. So we're not gonna do anything until the slow season, probably October. So I think we got till next April to spend the money, but it's not gonna take no time at all. I mean, basically it's gonna consist of paint, new flooring, new partitions, new urinals, the whole works. Mid-Bay Rotary part of the grant will have to do some work, so they're gonna do the painting, but we're not gonna do anything until after Labor Day and even get started.
Thanks for that.
Yes, sir, when it slows down.
That's it.
Are we
And we will.
getting new toilets for the women or just
Absolutely.
urinals for the men?
With
Today
heated
for the
seats.
Kathy, I know you have some more questions.
No,
You got
I don't.
Anyone else have questions? Go ahead, Doug.
Got one. On Juniper, I noticed some coned off sidewalk area. Was that your guys coning that off, or I mean, it's low hanging?
Okay, so what happened was right there on Juniper Avenue, there's a tree limb that fell. Mr. Knight actually called, they reached out to Mr. Knight Saturday, he called me. Anyway, the tree limb fell, knocked the power line off that runs to the street lights, so the wires were hanging down. Probably 38 hours ago, FPL was en route. I mean,
California.
yeah, so that's what happened. I'm waiting on them to come, pull that line, trim all the trees back, and then put it back in.
Oh, absolutely, thanks.
Are there any other questions? Doug Stopper?
I probably have 3 or 4, but the multi-use road or path on Palm, how do you stop people from parking on there? There's one car parking on there.
Where at?
It's all the way down toward or toward south. So they're parked there, at least a couple times, but they probably don't know. Is there a way to? Is it enforceable or?
Absolutely, I mean, you can't park on the right of way.
You park in the right of way,
And block the trail.
All right, so
I forgot to bring that up.
I'll find that. Yeah.
We're 87% done with that project. We have 4 driveways left and solid to do, and that project will be complete. Sorry, I did forget to bring that one up.
Yeah, and I'll find the address. I did look, it's down below 27.
Just wanna get it to Mr. Dodge, he can shoot it to me, and I'll look into it.
Okay.
Keep it.
And then, somebody on Maple Avenue where I live, they dug it up and they're, got holes there. Is it AT&T now?
That's in the town.
What?
It's in the town.
I live in the city.
No, it's AT&T.
Is it AT&T? Do we have any contact where they can actually come back and finish the job?
Absolutely, shoot that to Mr. Dodge too, let me know the address, and I'll make a phone call.
Yeah, 1737 Maple along with that whole road, but they just left it dug up for weeks. And then I do appreciate the update on the interlocal agreement with and we think it's about $400,000 the county will be spending on Valpy. So now they'll put it out for bid, and then timing might be, what, 6 months?
No, I mean, it's next to go out for bid. I talked to Ursula Jr. on that aspect. She just say August 1st they award the bid, maybe by September.
Wow.
Middle of August, just however quick, whoever gets the bid, how quick they can get to it.
Good. All right, well, thanks for that update.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other questions? I have just a couple. First of all, I think the audience listening, Jonathan shared with you a lot of work that's being done in the city of Niceville. Work that's very important to your everyday living and so forth. And I just want to publicly thank him and his whole group for what they do on a daily basis. Jonathan, you guys are outstanding and I greatly appreciate it. So again, thank you. Now I have one other question. We've had this discussion, but over by the new facility on Niceville High School, we were talking about putting a light in there because during football season at night when the games are over, people are crossing over Palm.
Yes, sir.
And we talked about FPL coming in and putting a light. Now I know you contacted them several months ago.
Right.
Okay, I can't remember exactly, but when I say several, it's probably more than 8.
Right.
And they're en route? We know when we know when that light's gonna be put in?
I'll call Connie tomorrow. When I talked to them several months ago, it was 6 months out, so I'll find out.
Okay, appreciate it. But again, I noticed when you started that water bottle is full. Where's it at now? Thanks, I appreciate it, Jonathan.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any building report tonight?
They are in your binders.
Okay, and did you want to take a moment to introduce our new finance director?
Absolutely. So Mr. Bill Poling came down here. He has been a finance director at 2 different municipalities over the years, one in New Smyrna Beach for 18 years, and then up in a municipality in Illinois for the last 22. Do I have the dates, those time periods wrong?
Close.
Okay. It's either 18 at one and 22 at the other, or 22 at one and 18 at the other. But he's been a long-serving city finance director at 2 different municipalities in 2 different states, and we are blessed and fortunate that his family has transplanted down here, and so he followed suit and came with them, and we're blessed to have him on the team. So he just joined us on Thursday. I haven't found him in the corner of his office in the fetal position yet, but his to-do list is about a mile long. But we're all very, very happy to have him on the team.
Welcome aboard and thank you. All right, we're going to move down to new business, and just to keep the council apprised of how we're going to do this, the first item will be anything that the council wants to share with the rest of the council or our citizens. And what I want you to do is add a number 5. That's where we will do the appointment of the city clerk. So with that said, I will begin with Mr. Tolbert. Do you have anything that you want to bring up?
No, sir.
Mr. Schatzel?
No, sir.
Miss Alley?
Yes.
And Mr. Rollinger? Mr. Stoffer? Well, that was simple. Shall we move down to the next item, which is the Wawa development order? First of all, to the council, there was no action required. Wendy, did you want to address, or city manager, did you want to address what's really taking place right now with that development?
Yes, sir, thank you. So council, this went through the TRC process. The only reason that it's on the agenda tonight is because we had advertised this, and we are just completing our notification requirements. There is no action for you to take because all the actions were taken at the TRC. It just so happened that this issue was advertised prior to the comprehensive plan changes and land development code changes you've done over the past couple of months. So we are just finalizing this because it was advertised.
Thank you.
I do have one input on that. Your advertisement for the TRC on your website and through the PIO is inaccurate.
Okay?
I showed up for a meeting, but it already happened because the website was not updated on your agenda center correctly. So we can't make that mistake. As we have converted so much stuff to TRC, it's a public open, it's got to be right.
Great, sir.
And that was disappointing. On our first trial run, we missed it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tolbert, for that input. Anything else you want to add, City Manager?
Not on that one, sir, no.
Okay. All right, the next item is the Gainer variance request, Resolution 250401.
This is a request to table until further notice.
All right, so again, I need a motion, I think, on this, don't we, to table it? So I need a motion to table.
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Alley. Discussion by the council.
My question is, when do we move from table to remove? I mean, I know table keeps their place in line.
No, sir. Table means it's done, they have to start over.
Okay,
Table to a time certain
got it.
keeps them
Thank you.
in line.
Any other questions? All right. So with that said then, Mr. Tolbert, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
Ms. Alley?
Yes.
Mr. Ominger?
Yes.
And Mr. Stopper?
Yes.
All right, let's move down to the authorization for city manager to apply for the Defense Community Infrastructure Program, commonly known as DCIP, Resolution 25-06-01.
A resolution of the City of Niceville, Florida, authorizing the city manager to make an application to the U.S. Department of Defense Community Infrastructure Program to help fund the city's Deer Moss Creek Range Fire Station and emergency fire equipment storage facility and providing for an effective date.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Schatzel. Discussion by the council.
I have a question on this, Mr. Dietz. Is it possible that they could, you said equipment in this, and is it possible they could also fund a fire truck?
No, sir, probably not. What this grant is for the building, the fixtures, the equipment internal to the building. So it's fully equipping the building, but not a fire truck. But what this grant is 100% grant from the federal government for our Cat 5 building out there, for all the accoutrements, fixtures, equipment, etc. for this fire department. If we were to be awarded this grant, we're applying for a $4.2 million grant. As the council might recall, we earned a $400,000 state grant, defense infrastructure grant this year for the design and engineering of this building. So this is the follow-up companion. We're applying for this grant for the construction of the facility.
Mr. Tolbert?
I do have a question. So the design that we're spending the $400K for is for a Cat 5 building.
Yes, sir, correct. A Cat 5 building and then a Cat 5 storage facility on the same piece of property.
And if we don't get this DCIP grant, is there a way of making it a design that's less than Cat 5, so it's more affordable?
No, sir, because the grant we got from the state for the design and engineering was for that purpose. And that was, the reason for the facility was so that we have someplace to, one, protect all of our equipment, but this is also will be a staging area, training area for the Air Force in the event of an aircraft accident or a fire on the range or things of that nature. So because of where we're planning on putting it, we have immediate access out onto the range. And so that was part of the deal. So in addition to this federal grant, we are going to follow up with another state defense infrastructure grant for the construction, because the state has already bought into this design with the $400,000 grant for the engineering. So, but God willing, we'll get this grant. So, but we have a very, very, very tight turnaround for this grant, so my poor grant administrator, I'm working that poor guy to death. Anyway, this resolution, council, is only to give me the authority to submit for this grant, nothing more.
Any other questions? Would anybody in the audience like to come before the council on this issue? Yes, please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
For Saul 1405 Clary Stage Lane, do you know when you might get an answer?
I don't think August, September.
You, sir.
Would anybody else like to come before the council on this issue? Seeing Mr. Stoffer, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Rominger?
Yes.
Ms. Alley?
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
And Mr. Tolbert?
Yes.
All righty. Let's move down to the added item. This is where we're going to look to appoint a permanent city clerk, as Wendy Farmer being the city clerk. With that said, do I have a motion to appoint Wendy Farmer as the city clerk?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Stoffer.
Second.
Second by Ms. Alley. Discussion by the council. Mr. Tolbert, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
Ms. Alley?
Yes.
Mr. Ominger?
Yes.
And Mr. Stoffer?
Yes.
Wendy, you're in, permanent. Okay, this should not surprise anybody, but we have a question from Ms. Alley. Go ahead.
I forgot that next month is July, for 4th of July. Did you want to get an update about the fireworks and time and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. So, as we did last year, we're going to close the park down at 3 o'clock, is that 4 o'clock? 3 o'clock, the whole section of road, Lions Park down there. We're going to close that area off again down there. The music starts at 6 o'clock. But the fireworks start at 8:45, as does the fireworks music. So come on. I think there's a couple of food trucks down there, maybe, the snow cone lady and that sort of thing. But the fireworks committee is planning a fantastic fireworks show, as they always do, or they have planned. It's already done. The music will be out on our fire dock. And it'll be broadcast through Lions Park, down towards the church, across the bayou over to Valpy and things of that nature. So come on and enjoy the celebration.
Thank you. Any other questions for City Manager?
I do have one.
Go ahead.
You'd mentioned the renovations on City Hall. We do have people that are complaining about the audio and things like that. The video's not that great on YouTube. Any update on that?
Yes, sir. So we, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, 2 weeks ago, we had a company come in here that equips courtrooms, council chambers, et cetera, with audio and visual equipment. And so we spent several hours with them going through what we would like to see, both for equipment for the dais, screens, online stuff, ADA listening devices for the council chambers, the whole kit and caboodle. And so we have not gotten the estimate back yet. I guarantee it will be a lot, but it is definitely needed. And so we're anxiously awaiting on that proposal.
Does that include a digital voting process?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'll be digital voting. You all will have. I think your tablets will connect to it, but you'll be able to go through all the script electronically, so we can dispense with these. But again, everything will be up on the screens for the audience to see, as you're both voting, and they can see what you're looking at. Again, microphones, there will be better sound throughout the entire facility, and as well online as well. Online, not only is the sound difficult, but the camera's only pointing one direction. And so you can't see from home who's at the mic. And so we'll have multiple cameras, and again, speakers throughout, AD equipment that people can wear and things of that nature. So.
Anybody else got anything? All right. So now we're at that time of the evening, which, you know, I really appreciate citizens showing up to find out what's going on with the city and giving you a chance to talk to us and see what concerns that you have. So let me give you kind of the ground rules of how we're going to do this. First of all, when you come up to the mic, you'll need to state your name and address for the record, and you will be given 3 minutes. And in that 3 minutes, I always tell people, please make your point quickly, because if you're running on and you hit 3 minutes, I am going to cut you off. All right, so make your point quickly, if at all possible. The other thing is the council is in a receive mode. So please keep that in mind as well. Share with us what your concerns are. We'll consider that stuff with the city manager as to what needs to take place, if anything. Now, with that said, I will open the floor to anybody that would like to bring something before the council. Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Ann Peterson, 607 Bayou Lane. This has been an ongoing thing. I have an abandoned car that has been sitting there for years outside my window, and nobody knows who it belongs to. This does involve the police chief. I've gone into the police station. My last contact there was with Corporal Forrester, and he said he would do something about it. Nobody knows. It's parked next door to me. I'm at 607, 605. 605 has renters. Of course, they do not care what junk sits out there, and it is a hunk of junk. And it's an inoperable car, and when I say that, it has not moved in 1 year and 4 months. And it has flat tires, it's rusty, it's dirty, it's a piece of, and I'm being nice, junk. Corporal Forrester has informed me via phone call that the code enforcement now handles all abandoned vehicles, meaning Brian Taylor and Ross Haynes, and there is no code enforcement. I want that car removed. Okay, there are, as an ordinance in the Niceville Book of Ordinances, that you cannot keep a car there year after year. It does not belong to the residents or the renters they are at 605 Bayou Lane. It just sits there year after year. I want it removed, please. And I do have the license tag, and I just want to address one quick thing to the police chief. The renter, his name is Jack Opperman for that matter, he comes in with a car that's all souped up. I have license plates to both of them. And this is really illegal, with a siren on it, a souped up car. I know it's an F-350, I have a license tag, and runs the siren. I'm thinking, oh my God, there's somebody, must be a little child that got, hit in my cul-de-sac, or somebody's, sick and needs to be taken out by the paramedics. But I want this vehicle removed. It's sitting there, and it will continue to sit there year after year, and it is not an operable car whatsoever.
Ma'am, what's the make and model of the car?
It is a Dodge Ram, dark gray.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Alan Jenkins, 1301 Parton Drive North, Niceville, Florida. I've owned a couple of tow companies, started a tow company, been around it for a little while.
Can I ask you to just get a little closer to the mic?
Been around the towing industry for a little while, can answer a few questions for you, but I can tell you that the county has zones set up for blocks that they call to. You had asked a question earlier, did Destin Towing or did Destin allow tow companies to come in from the outside? Absolutely not. You would never do that. Same as the police chief wouldn't ask them for bullets. You wouldn't ask them to come tow cars out of your community to go wherever you want them to go. And if you are going to do that, are you going to open the floodgates and let everybody come in? Everybody get on the rotation? Where do we draw lines here? most of the time, if you're gonna have a tow company, you move into that area, you buy, or you rent, you follow me? You set up an establishment in that town. You don't, come from all over to haul out. Because as far as I know, as far as the county ordinances goes, you can't tow a car from one municipality to another. So, thought I would throw that out to you guys.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. Would anybody else like to come before the council and address an issue? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record. I saw your hand come up, so you will come up after this gentleman.
Matthew Lowe, roadside assistance and towing, 1201 Park Drive North. Earlier you asked me if we were allowed, he definitely clarified on that situation that we are also not allowed in other cities to operate without being in that city. I do want to make it be known that when I originally opened Roadside in 2020, my original location was in Seminole. After having an inspection via Sergeant Carrico that retired from Niceville, he came out and he also explained to me that I am not in the city of Niceville. I then spent $30,000 plus to make sure I can move myself into the city of Niceville to provide our services to the city of Niceville specifically. Our business is on rotation with Florida Highway Patrol, Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department, Niceville Police Department, Valpy, and Eglin Security Forces. We are no strangers to the game at all whatsoever. I also do want to make it be known, we have no grudges, we hold no grudges. We want what is for Niceville, best for Niceville. We are a Niceville-based family, we are a Niceville-based company, and we like keeping our business in Niceville. So I also realize that there is a revised rules. I did call up to the police department administration yesterday and asked for these revised rules, which I was declining service to. So I do want to make that be known here publicly today. Thank you.
Thank you. I saw somebody's hand come up, so.
I think those rules were dated today, I think.
Yes, sir, the revised rules were completed about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
That's probably why.
Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Just a quick mic check, you guys got me? Mayor, council, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mario Cabia. I live at 220 Galway Drive. I'm that guy that put his ADU in his backyard. I just wanted to come here to make a statement. Didn't see down the old business or the new business, but I'm aware that it was talked about. Thank you for the warning about the 3 minutes. Bottom line up front, I'm a prior military guy, is if you are going to discuss anything about ADUs in the future, my ask of you is that you just please consider the caregiver perspective, is what I'm asking. So just to give you some quick highlights, I retired from the Air Force in 2023. I've got a son that's 9 years old. He's nonverbal. He has autism. He's not likely to ever be independent. So that's just a little bit of background about me and my family. Our wonderful wife's here with me today. She was a prior family medicine doctor. Unfortunately, about 5 years ago, she had to give up her practice to be a full-time caregiver. So just some background. In addition, in 2023, my mother-in-law and father-in-law were visiting Niceville. And unfortunately, at that time, my father-in-law passed. He degraded really quick. We actually had him in the memory center that's just down the street here in Parton. And so essentially what I'm trying to say is we inherited another person that we had to care for, somebody within our family. We always had in our heads an idea that we were going to build some sort of accessory dwelling unit for our son. We're not the types that want to try to shuffle him off to an institution or assisted living. For one thing, in Florida, that waiting list is very long, so I'd ask you to please consider that. The Medicaid waiver process, in general, takes about 10 years plus. And that's just to make it through the waiver. After that, you still got to wait for a limited spot to open up at one of these homes. So, knock on wood, whenever my wife and I pass, that's probably going to be where he's going to be going, unless, of course, our 2 other sons happen to adopt him or take guardianship of him. So I just want to make sure that from the ADU perspective, you do consider that particular perspective, because you do have great services that you guys should be proud of in Niceville. My son goes to the Emerald Coast Autism Center on Northwest Florida State College. It's a great facility, and I can tell you, your veteran and your military communities, they do specifically ask to come here to Eglin and Gilbert Field for that service. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Council. My name is Donald Fenn. I'm a Niceville resident. I live at 2438 Duncan Drive. I'm here tonight to discuss the Niceville Dog Park. As many of you know, there's been a great deal of concern about possible changes to the dog park, including possible closing the dog park or relocation to a different area. Apparently, there was some discussion at a town hall meeting earlier this year. I searched all of the Niceville City Council minutes for 2025, and I did not see any reference to this issue in any of those minutes. Right now, there are at least 2 substantial posts on social media locally, one on Nextdoor.com and another one on the Facebook page Concerned Citizens of Niceville. As of this afternoon, the Nextdoor site had over 45 responses, and the Facebook site had over 117. So certainly this issue has attracted the notice of a lot of Niceville residents. On both of those social media sites, City Manager David Deitch has posted a response saying any such plans and stating he does not know where this rumor stems from. Also posted to social media was a response from Niceville Public Information Officer Shanitra Francis stating, "I want to assure you that the residents of Niceville will always have access to a city-managed dog park." Ms. Francis' wording has concerned myself and at least 2 other dog park users that I have spoken with. This leaves a door open for a relocation of the park. The current dog park is an excellent and well-used facility with many mature shade trees and plenty of space. I believe it would be difficult to replace this with something of equal value. I truly hope that there is no plans to either relocate or close the dog park. In order to keep the local citizens apprised, I plan to be filing some public information requests, and I would expect to be able to post those onto a website to keep the local populace informed of any developments on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to come before the council on any issue?
Can I just say something, Mayor?
Please come on up, state your name and address for the record.
That abandoned vehicle is no doubt in my mind, and Corporal Forrester agreed with me, it probably is somebody that is in jail. Thank you.
Anybody else? I'm pausing. If not, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And all in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.